all the thousands of people watching this on YouTube and the hundreds of paid subscribers on Twitch and the millions of Discord server users. Welcome to this PlaySTAARtion live stream on Saturday, February 15th, 2020. If you are just watching on YouTube and you would like to join our Discord server, you can do so by going to discord.gg/ogmath. If you want to access all the links associated with the course, please go to ogmath.com and you will find everything you need right there. So what we're actually doing today is going through the 2018 released STAAR test, which I'll just pull directly off the internet. And the way we're going to do this assignment, just repeating some things for people that are in the room, but for people that are watching this, what we're going to do is go through the assignment one question at a time together, but students voted to work independently at first, and then after a period of time, we will solve it together and remediate any learning challenges. So guys, you have 3 minutes left on number one. We did get started late. Please do not work ahead today, as tempting as that might be, because then you'll get bored. No, it's. I should have said let's make sure that we silence all of our electronic devices. It's. I want to tell you guys something. At my brother's wedding that I went to last October, right after they said, it was so tense and awkward. Everybody walked down the aisle, and then the little girl with the flowers, she was so cute. She was like 2 or 3 years old or something, and she didn't really understand the concept of like distributing the flowers in an even pattern. So she was just like taking handfuls of the fake flowers. And then she got done to the front and she still had a bunch of flowers. So she just took the basket and dumped them on the floor. Well, anyway, it was so awkward. We were all like, and then this dude's phone went off and went, "Oh yeah, welcome to the dark side." It was so awkward. And so the preacher guy was like, "On that note, let's make sure that before we conduct the ceremony, let's all silence our electronic devices." Everyone did. It was great because it was timed perfectly to break the tension of the moment. And then it was more of a fun thing. But we were all so nervous, because if things being recorded, because I was in the wedding party, I was the best man. And everybody standing up front already, we were just, because this one lady was yelling at us on how to properly hold our arms out. And I think, I'm going to do it wrong and get in trouble. So I have an idea. I'm going to download this to my desktop and load it directly into OneNote. That way I can write on it. Well, that's loading. We'll check the live stream. Oh, wow. Three viewers. What's up, Kobe? Wait, he's here. Okay. Hey, welcome, Nathan. Nathan, you need to get one of these here. This shorter printout stack. I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, that's loading in. Let's actually do number one. So we're gonna have to move it along. Yes. Middle shelf, left closet. You also need to get a calculator and a computer. Okay. At a restaurant, jars of tomato sauce are stored in boxes in the pantry. Each box contains 8 jars of tomato sauce. A cook uses 2 jars from one of the boxes. Which function shows the relationship between Y, the number of jars of tomato sauce remaining in the pantry, and X, the number of boxes in the pantry? Basically, there are 8 jars in every box. That's 8X. All right. Anything that doesn't say 8X, you can cross it out. In fact, I want you to cross out D and circle all the 8X's. And this is why I want to mark up the test. I want to teach you how to mark this test up. You need to be marking up your test questions. For some of you, this is going to be more important than others to help you. Come on, please load. Why is it not going to work this time? It's when you need it to work, it doesn't work. Let me try printing it to PDF. See if that works. Because I know I got the 2019 test to load. Let's see if this loads. On test. We'll see. Okay. So then a cook takes 2 jars away. So what do you think the answer is? C. So what I would do is below each box where it says 8 jars of tomato sauce, I would write 8X. And then I would underneath a cook uses 2 jars, I would put -2. 8X -2. Oh yeah, this is the Latin phrase is ad libitum, okay, which means as much as you want. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet would be food ad libitum, buffet ad libitum. Yeah, it's. Yeah. All right. Okay. The more that we maintain a kind of strict test atmosphere, the better this will be. We're just having all kinds of fun today with this one note. I'm not going to give up. I do have an alternative. I'll just screenshot each question, but this should work. I'm going to see if I already have it. It won't load. Like you won't see it. It'll just be like a link. Okay, which expression is equivalent to 28x squared plus 35x? Now, here's how you do it in the calculator. Well, no, we were going to let you try. Okay, so. So Nathan, what we're doing is open up the computer and don't log in. Just go to the app. Yeah, Desmos test mode. And we're doing 4 to 5 minutes. I might trim it down to 4 minutes per question. If you're actually logged into the computer, I need you to log out of it. Make sure you choose assessment and scroll down to Texas STAAR. Ashley, you're going to need your own computer and you're going to need your own desk, which you could be right here or over there. You need to be sitting somewhere with your own stuff. You hear the whispering? You hear this talking? That needs to stop. Okay. If it happened even one time during the benchmark, you'd be thrown right out of the room. If it happened during the STAAR test, you'd invalidate your test. And you might invalidate the entire room's test. Okay? Don't talk. So, this is a STAAR test. Treat it seriously. Okie dokie. So, what you do with these, and I'm going to show it on Desmos. That would be the preferred method for this. Well, let me use Desmos test mode. What you would do preferably is you would type in y equals negative 28 x squared plus 35x. Okay. And then you would start testing answers like this. Y equals 7x, open parentheses, 4x plus 5. That didn't work. Y equals negative 7x, open parentheses, 4x minus 5. That worked. Okay, let me blow this up so you can see. I just found one that perfectly overwrote the previous image, and that's how I know I got it right. That's way faster, okay, than the TI method, which is still fast. Trying to show everything, but I'm not going to be able to without making things smaller. What a dilemma, okay? All right. So here I would just type y equals, and then I'd put negative, not dot, negative 28x squared plus 35x. And then we'll only show the correct solution so you can see why it's correct. We'll type in negative 7x, open parentheses, 4x minus 5. And then you hit second, okay, and then graph. And you notice that every row of each column is identical, and that's how you know that you're right. So those are the two ways to solve number 2. You could graph. Now, this is a question. Now, what about solving it by hand? Do you want me to show the method, or do you just want me to move on? We do a lot more problems if I don't show it by hand. Don't show it by hand. Okay. Basically, what you would do is factor out the greatest common factors, which would be negative 7x. That's how you do it by hand. Okay, you don't need any technology to do this. In fact, you only need 1 minute. Okay, try to answer it by yourself. Don't talk. Don't look at other people's papers. There's no calculator possible. Raise your hand if you're done. Great. What's the answer? D. They don't ever cross. That's why there's no solution. Oh, right. So now you know why? Now you know why we did the exponentials. There's one. Now, honestly, you could graph, but if I tell you a couple things about the exponential function, you might not need to graph. Okay? You might not need to graph. Let's go over a couple of things. I'm just going to tell you a couple of things. You write these on your test, and then I'll let you work the problem on your own. Oh, great. It loaded. All right. Yay. Yay. I can write directly on it. And then that way I can share this with you later. That's why I wanted to do it this way. Okie dokie, hokey pokey. Let's write some process. Okay. Here we go. The formula for an exponential is y equals a to the b, or ab to the x. We typically write that y equals a, open parentheses, b to the x. We also see this written y equals a, open parentheses, 1 plus or minus r raised to the x. Okay. Y equals the future value. Okay? Or the output. A equals the present value or starting value. It also is the y-intercept of the graph every single time. This is really important. So every single A that you see in an exponential equation is the y-intercept of that graph. What's the y-intercept of this? Well, no, that's it. Okay, let me stop. I almost, because I'm going into teaching mode. Let me keep it as in test environment. Now B equals either 1 plus the rate or 1 minus the rate. And the way that you determine whether you're going to do plus or minus is, yeah, this is increasing, it's going up. This is, yeah, this is decreasing. So the rate must be expressed as a decimal. You're almost always going to be given this as a percent, but you can turn 58% into a decimal by moving the decimal over. So it'd be 0.58, okay? With all this information, I honestly think you can solve this without a calculator, but I will leave it up to you and we'll give you, you just need 3 minutes. You could put it in Desmos and just look at it. If you don't know what to do, put it in Desmos just like it appears. We'll talk about asymptote. We hadn't get to that yet. That was proper English. We ain't get to that yet. What? Couldn't hear a word he said because other people were talking. What? It's an X. Let's also get into the habit when you get your answer, if you would bet money that you're right, put a star next to it. Okay, not if you got it right after I explained it. If you got it right on your own, put a star next to it. You're going to count those up in a minute. Yeah. If you got it on your own and you were sure you were right, you would have bet that you were right. If you didn't really understand it, okay, you were kind of medium, yellow light or red light on it, put a question mark. If you really, really didn't get it, put like 2 question marks or 3 question marks. You know what I'm saying? Like make a note. That way you can conference with me about it. Raise your hand if you're done. Okay. What's the answer? Correct? Oh, this is everybody's favorite thing. I know one person who's going to be able to get it. No, I was pointing at Nathan. He because we went over it extensively. I know he'll get it. You guys remember that part of that live stream where we went over range over and over again on that quadratics test? You're trying to find the range of the quadratic. Remember, that's either going to be negative infinity all the way up to the top of the mountain, or the bottom of the mountain all the way up to infinity. So what you're looking for, now you do this in Desmos, okay? Put that thing in Desmos, find the vertex. You need the y value of the vertex, and then you need to think about it. You'll be able to get it. Let me just do 3 minutes here. Type it into Desmos, click on the vertex, and then think about your different answer choices. Either the top or the bottom, depending. Okay. Okay, raise your hand if you're done. Good. All right. So I'm going to go to Desmos here. Negative x squared minus 2x plus 3. Wait, I opened it in a different window. Negative x squared. Somebody read it to me. So click on the top. It's everything less than or equal to 4. Okay. So is it A or is it C? It's C because of Y. Okay. Oh dear. I don't want it to be. I don't like that. No, I don't like that it ruined the page. It should not do that. It should just do like a new layer image. It shouldn't try to embed the image like that. That's stupid. Okay. Great. All right. Now we're on to number 6. Now you know why I pushed you on those exponent rules. Remember that exponent rule live stream? There we go. Apply the power rule. You're going to be able to do this, Samantha. Because we went over that. Remember that one that went on? The 20,000 one that we... 20,000. And then Jonathan, wait, Nathan had one almost identical to it. Or actually, no, wait, it was... Oh, it's Jonathan is identical. Yeah. Yeah. The live stream is like a horror movie. It's sometimes it's just like... Sounds like a velociraptor call. Do you know what's not a random slurping noise? Number 6. Let's do number 6. Okay? Jay. Could you pull the door 2? Pull the door 2. Let's do the rule from Stranger Things. 3 inches. Yeah, because you know the calculator cannot help you at all. Okay. Emma. Oh, well, help yourself to some breakfast. And if you want coffee, get some coffee. If you want cookies, get some cookies. If you want food, get some food. The store is open. If you want Pringles or Goldfish or Takis, get something for later. You're allowed to do you're allowed to do whatever you want. But what's not going to happen is we're not going to descend into madness. Okay, so let's please Hold on. Let's finish this problem. Let's do this problem before we start changing things. Silence, silence class, silence class. Keep it together, people. Okay. So this one, the reason I hit you so hard with this on homework is because there's no way the calculator can help you at all. There's nothing it can do for you. So we actually have to do this one. The first thing I'm going to notice, ladies and gentlemen, is that 144 equals 12 squared. All right. That's not critical to the problem, but it would be useful. So I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to take 144 k squared r the 14th all raised to the power of 1/2. And I'm going to set that equal to 12 squared k squared r14 all raised to the power of 1/2. Now the power rule of exponents says that I must multiply the external exponent times each internal exponent. And that's going to be like a distributive situation. So draw your distribution lines. Okay. So now watch how I do this, okay? I'm going to write it all out this time. 12 raised to the power of 2 times 1/2. Well, let me do it in the most verbose way possible. So that would be 12 raised to the power of 2 over 1 times 1 over 2, okay, times k to the 2 over 1 times 1 over 2 times r to the 14 over 1 times 1 over 2. And now we've gotten rid of the parentheses. So let's just simplify from here. Okay, the benefit is, ladies and gentlemen, these 2's cancel out, these 2's cancel out. And this 14 and this 2 cancel down to 7 and 1. So when we rewrite, we'll just have 12 times k times r to the 7th power. Raise your hand if that is what you got. 1, 2, 3. What's the answer? F. Now, if you put this into your TI, the best thing that would happen if you put this expression into TI or your Desmos and then try to plot these others, you might figure out that it's 12. You might figure that part out, but it can't do the letters. You have to know that. All right. Now, the good news is there will not be more than 1 or 2 questions like that on the whole test. Okay. But please, these are easy once you learn the rules, and there's no reason to leave this. It's like walking by in one of those resource games that y'all play online and just seeing money laying on the ground and not picking it up. It's too easy. All right, so learn your exponent rules. Oh, this is going to be a joke. Okay. Now we're on to number 7. I'll let you start working on that. And wait, what do you want? Because I want you to work. What do you want? Which kind? If there is a regular, I'll get it for you. Do you want the vegetables or no? Okay. Yeah, that's the last regular ramen. I'll get more. What? With this? Oh, yeah. Just brew the 10 ounce. Raise your hand if you need a lifeline to get you started. All right. What I would do is I would take my pencil and I would put a dot at the vertex and I would write out the coordinates of that vertex. That's what I would do. Then I would start plugging A, B, C, and D into Desmos, and I would click on those vertices and see which one has the right vertex. That's what I would do. I would also circle the x-intercepts on the graph where you think it's going to cross the x-axis, and I would check those. So I'd start typing in Desmos, and then I'd click vertex and both x-intercepts until I had ones that matched the picture. So I would do it. Emma, just since you're here, come and take one of these and put your name on it and the period that you're in so that at least you've got it. Order up. If people are having a hard time, I'm just going to make these big for live stream viewers for a second in case people need to see those. It's good enough. Raise your hand if you're done. Great. Good enough. Okay. Well, I almost wrote on it with this pen. Let's do this. The coordinates of the vertex are 2, 64. And now I'm going to go. What's the answer? Okay, so let's just show that what it looks like for. Sorry, let's show what it looks like for home viewers. We're going to type in. Tell me what to type in here. That's it? Okay. Okay, so 2, 64, that works. And then we check our x-intercepts, 0, 0, and 4, 0. And back here, those matched. So that's how we knew it was, what was it, C? Okay, that's how we knew that. Okay, now this is an old skill back from 8th grade. Okay, now there are two ways to solve this. Okay, one way is you go to Desmos and you type y equals the left side, new line, y equals the right side. Click on where they cross. The other way is something you all know from 8th grade. You put the left side in y1, the right side in y2, and then you either, well, my preferred method is second trace intersect, which I think is 5. Enter, enter, enter. But you can use either the graphing calculator or Desmos to do this. Make sure you're keeping yourself carved up and energized. Don't be shy about getting something to snack on, guys. Okay. Thank you. Let's make that decision now. Yeah, I don't know. Because if you kept your packet, you could work on it at home. You'd have it to work on for live streams. But then I would have to make you responsible for bringing it every day. Do you think you could be responsible to bring it every day? It's until the benchmark. Okay, it's absolutely crucial. All right. Okay, you're not going to work on it this weekend at all. What? I don't want to. I don't want. See, I either want to have everyone keep it here, or no one keep it here, because I don't want to be like responsible for random people's tests. So, guess we'll like you guys are responsible kids. You showed up on Saturday. You can keep hold of it. You should try to work on them. I'll answer questions about them on the live stream. And just can you just do me a favor? Can you ask him, Ethan, Mr. Heron, ask him if it's totally essential that you're there today, right? Tell him what you're doing over here and see if he thinks this is more relevant. All right. Okay. Well, raise your hand if you think you got the answer right. All right. Let's well, raise your hand if you did it in Desmos. Raise your hand if you did it in the TI. All right, I'll show the Desmos method. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. All right. So we have y. So y equals. So we already did the left side. Now we'll do the right side. X minus 0.25 open parentheses 12 minus 8x close parentheses. All right. Just click on where they cross, and then we're looking for the x value, which is -9. Now, we haven't covered this topic yet, sequences, but I want to give you a hint, a starter hint, a lifeline ahead of time, because I think you can do it. I want you to circle these little numbers. And then I want you to put boxes around these big numbers. Think about these as X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. Fill the table. X, Y. Oh, Y. See? So this is X or L1, and this is Y or L2. I'll show you how to do a table in Desmos in a minute, but you could already do it in your TI by doing 3, 0, 4, 6, 5, 12, 6, 18, 7, 24. Just super quick in Desmos, you can click this plus symbol right here, click add item and click table, and then you'll actually be able to add it. If you do that in Desmos, you're going to need to learn something new. So I recommend doing what you know right now, because you don't know enough to do this in Desmos yet. You don't know how to get the equation yet. So do it in the TI. Okay, lifeline for D&J, you're going to hit stat, edit, type this stuff in. Then stat calc 4, enter, 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 enter. Okay, let me let the timer go, because we want people to try it. Raise your hand if you're done. So in the TI calculator, you hit stat, edit, make sure your lists are cleared. You should really be doing second plus 712 before you mess with this. Otherwise, you might end up deleting a list, which would blow your calculator up. Just hit second plus 712 when you're going to do a table. And now we'll type in our table data. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 0, 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay. Now, from here, you need to hit stat, calc, and then we want to be on for linreg ax plus b, and then just hit enter through this list, and you get y equals 6x minus 18, which is C. Now, in the Desmos, so who wants to learn in Desmos? Okay, you're going to have to write something down and memorize it. There's a little formula you have to learn, and it's something you need to practice. Now, as we do this, I want you to do it with me in Desmos so that you get a chance to see this happen and you learn how to put the keys in the right place. So make sure you clear all your stuff out. First, we're going to type the master equation. Okay? Is this a linear, quadratic, exponential? Is this data linear, quadratic, or exponential? Linear. Okay? So we need our master linear equation. What is the slope-intercept form equation of a line for linear functions? Y equals mx plus b. Now, if you type that in, y equals mx plus b, nothing will happen. Okay? It's not going to work. Do you see it put the little weird symbol? All right. Here's what you have to do. You have to go over to the y and hold down your shift key and then hit the dash so you get what's called a subscript and type a 1. Okay? Y sub 1. And then you have to change this equal sign to this symbol, squiggly line. Tilde. Yeah. Then you have to move your cursor over to the X, hit Shift dash 1. Now look at all that stuff that just popped up. This is what's called the regression equation for linear functions. Okay? Take out, if you write it down, that's great. If you want to take out your phone, take a picture of that, do it. Because that has got to be memorized. I can't help you with that if you're going to use Desmos. Let me move my well, I'll leave it for now. Now, we haven't given it any data to interpret yet, so we have to give it some data. So now we're going to add a table. So we'll go down here and click plus table. And now we're just going to type data in from our list that we made. So this would be 3, enter 4, enter 5, enter 6, enter 7. Over here, we have 0, 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay. Now, you should have a ton of good stuff to look at. Okay, first of all, do you see it plotted these points here? All right, now let's take a look at the parameters of the function that it gave us. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh, okay. Hang on. I need to. Do you see? Let me tell you why this isn't working right now for me. This says X2 and this says Y2. This needs to say X1 and this needs to say Y1. Okay, because it's looking for those variables. All right. So now I'll paste that regression equation back in, and now it's going to work. So this is how the whole thing should look. Now, let me show you a couple things. So first of all, it gives you more data than TI gives you. This is the correlation coefficient, R equals 1. Okay. That means it's a perfectly positive correlation. All of the dots lie on the regression equation itself. Okay, on the regression graph. And it tells you how to write this. So y equals mx plus b. Now you can write the equation y equals, and then it gives you the y-intercept and the slope. It tells you 6 for m and negative 18 for b. So you type 6x, well, minus 18. Okay, and you just want to double check that that's correct. So that is, I actually think in this instance, until you master this, the TI is actually easier for these types of problems. Until you get used to it, and then this is easier. That? Okay. I'm going to paste it into the thing. How many of you got that one right? Good. All right. At this, after number 10, we'll take a break because then we would have done 10 problems. There's 54 problems on the test. Go. Remember, varies directly means proportion means butterfly. Varies directly means butterfly. Does not look like a butterfly. Really? Wow. That's fast. So first I would write y varies directly with x. Okay. Therefore, if x is 3, y is 21 equals, and then I want to know what x is when y is 105. So circle, circle, and then I would do 21x equals 105 times 3. Okay, hold on. I would do it a different way than y'all. Okay, I would not multiply. I don't like doing that. Okay, and then I would divide both sides by 21. Wait till you see my math. I do different math. I learned a Saxon math. 105 times 3 over 7 times 3. Okay, this allows me to cancel out this. And I have x equals 105 over 7. And I'm going to, in my head, divide 105 by 7. 7 goes into 10 one time with 3 as a remainder. 7 goes into 35 5 times. How many of you got it right? Nice. Good. Let's take a break. Everybody take 5-minute, 10-minute break or something. Awesome. Another question where all you have to do is stick what you're given into Y1 or one of the lines on Desmos. You have to put Y. Do you have to put Y equals? You have to put Y equals. Okay, whatever. Just put it into one of the lines and then just start testing your answer choices. For those attempting to do it by hand, you're trying to find two numbers that add to equal negative 17 and multiply to equal negative 60. And those would be your factors. One of them will be positive and one will be negative. There's your help for that problem. Raise your hand for done. Yes, that's how fast you need to be. Good job. Done? I'll show you a trick on this in a second. Keep going if you're not done. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, real quick, what I want to show you is how to turn factors into solutions without doing any work. So when factors are written like this, when they're simple factors, you just have to switch the signs and you can get the answers. So here are my x's for A. That would be 20 and negative 3. My x's for B are 5 and 12. My x's for C are 20 and 3. My x's for D are negative 5 and positive 12. I just flipped the sign that's in front of it. Okay? Now I'm going to go to Desmos. Keep doing this. I've got it in its own little app. Okay, let me get rid of this table. Get rid of this equation. Get rid of this regression equation. And now what we're going to do is we're going to type in y equals x squared. That's shift 6 minus 17x minus 60. Okay, there's the quadratic. Now what I want to do is just click where it crosses the x-axis, negative 3 and 20, and I go find that A has negative 3 and 20 as the answers. That's how you do that in less than a minute. Okay? If you did not remember the trick about just flipping the signs to turn it from factor to solution, you could have typed in new line y equals open parentheses x minus 20, whoops, x minus 20, close parentheses, open parentheses, x plus 3. So when I toggle back and forth, that's when it's closing the parentheses on me. Okay. There, and you just see it overwrites the existing graph perfectly, and that's how you know you're correct. It's a similar process on the TI, which I won't show that one because y'all get it. Ooh, this is fun. This is a good one because it's actually interesting. Hey, who was on last night when we learned how long it would take to decay uranium-238? You remember how long it would take? Was it like 1 trillion years or something, or billions of years? Okay, so guys, I want you to look at this information. All right, I want you to tell me what you think this data looks like. Take a look at this data. I like that. Okay, that's a relevant thing to say. Where does it appear to cross the y-axis? Above 20, right? Somewhere above 20. All right. Greater than 20. Y int. What else can you tell me about it? Is it linear, quadratic, or exponential? It's linear. Now, why? That is the most important information. That means you're going to use lin reg. All right. So use TI for this until you're more, and I'll show Desmos again. But what you're going to do is ask, now we need to know, What do I put with L1 and X? Do I put the age in weeks, or do I put the percentage of body mass? Yeah, because this is time. So time is the independent, which is L1 or X. Percentage of body mass, that's L2 or Y. That's like the output. So time goes in, okay, percentage of body mass comes out. Then you're going to have to figure out what to do with this information. Stat, edit. That is fast. Come here, Evan. Let me see your calculator. You don't think it's right? Why not? Is this, wait, let me look, come over here so we can look at this together. So let me just, well, let's just make sure you entered it right. 1, 2, 4, 7, X, blah, blah, blah. Bro, wait, why did you put the 20? Where's the 20? Wait, you didn't put all the data in, bro. You have to put it all in on these. Yeah, so 14, 15. Why am I doing your work? Finish putting the data in. Because it's going to be a different equation if you type all the data in. You don't round it. If you're trying to make your life easier, just pick a number that's easy, like 4 places or. Stat Calc 4. Okay, so this is your answer? All right. What you need to do is like Sam was saying, we got the issue of this huge decimal. Just remember the first 4 here, and then like just remember that, okay? And now go to y equals. Type in negative. Well, type in what you're going to type in. You remember it? Okay. So start with the negative symbol at point. Hold on. Let me see that. What are you doing, bud? So it was negative. Do you remember the whole thing? Oh, we got to hit stat calc 4, enter again. What you need to do, guys, is when you get your stat calc 4, enter, write down the equation on the paper, okay? X, okay, and then put the y-intercept, round it to the nearest tenth. Show me the calculator. Oh, you had to go look at it again? Would have helped you to write it down. No, you're going to put it, you're writing an equation, okay? So, it's here. What's the, what, put. Now hit second graph. Go down to 20. The y value is the answer. Raise your hand if you're done. Ooh, this is a good one. So we're going to learn something. Most people need help. I like it. That's what you thought it was? Wow. Okay, raise your hand if you need a lifeline, if you're stuck. Okay, good. So good in the sense that I'm going to be able to teach you something here, okay? It's not just a waste of your time to watch me do this. All right, everybody pay attention and make sure you're writing and following along. You need to be writing all over this test. This test should look like you're a crazy person just scribbling all over it, okay? Mark it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to do this in the TI because that's what most of you are going to be comfortable using on these types of problems. Hit stat, edit, make sure you've cleared out your lists or just reset the memory on your calculator. And now somebody help me. What do I put in L1? Excelente. That means excellent. You're welcome. Okay. I taught you something. Now hit stat calc 4. Enter, 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 enter. Okay. Now I'm going to use the fancy method of getting this out of here. But you need to write this all down. You should write it all down. And then you can kind of round this a little bit. Like, it's really up to you. I would not round it very much because it's a regression equation, which means that you should probably capture as much data as possible. But that's the equation form, so it's y equals negative 0.5448. I'll just go that far. X plus 19.8. That's reasonable. Now you need to put that into y equals. So we're going to go to y equals, clear out anything that's in there, and then we're going to type this negative 0.5448x plus 19.8. Okay, let's make it easy and hit second graph. Okay, this is the Jason Aldean method of doing algebra. And what we're looking at is wasn't it 25? 24, wait, what week was it? 25. So at week 25, it's 6.18%. And you picked the closest one. Boom shakalaka. Raise your hand if you got it right. Wow. Did you just guess or did you do anything like that? Does anyone want to see it done in Desmos? Raise your hand if you want to see me do it in Desmos. Raise your hand if you just want me to move on right now. It's kind of like, could you all raise your hands higher? Move on, raise your hands. All right. The crowd has won. Okay, let's do number 13. Guys, this is too easy, so I'm going to put it at 15 seconds. You can do it. Raise your hand if you got the answer. Okay, take 15 more seconds for the rest of you. And then I'll show you the trick. There's nothing to put in a calculator. I usually just drink it. But then you definitely don't want to get wonton again because for wonton, the thing is the liquid. Like that's the purpose of the wonton. And the noodles are kind of a byproduct. You would probably enjoy Korean barbecue or macaroni and cheese. It'll still work in this thing. You just have to let it sit for like 10 minutes. I don't know. It's just some ramen. Okay, let me show you the trick, okay? f of x equals negative 37 is a solid horizontal line passing through negative 37. So the range is negative 37. That's it. So that's how I answered it in 2 seconds. That's how I answered it in 2 seconds. The line can only exist in one dimension. Okay? It can only exist on that negative 37 line. There's no slope. The slope is 0. So the domain is all real numbers because it goes into infinity in both directions, but the range is just that negative 37. Oh yeah? I don't know if that's good or bad.
No, it's not that it's bad. It's just like peanut, but it doesn't taste like peanut.
There shouldn't be any peanut butter in it.
No, it's high.
Well, we need to get that out of here. Okay. I'll go through it and get those out of there because we don't want to be eating anything with peanuts. Okay. All right. I didn't even know that was in there. Okay. I thought I had combed through the. Well, at least you guys are on this side of the room. Okay. And then when you're done, we'll have you go wash your hands. We'll have you throw that stuff away in the bathrooms, and we will not serve. We'll get rid of those. Okay. Exactly. But no, I'm going to just take them home because I want to eat them. Yeah. All right. I just ordered a variety pack, so that's why some of that got in there. All right. Number 14. Are you ready to do number 14? That wasn't really anything. That wasn't a rhyme or anything. It's number 14 time. Is that what you're doing? From Home Improvement? It's Taylor time. Yeah, that's what I do when Taylor H goes up to pitch or bat, but then I think it's kind of embarrassing her, so I stopped doing it. It's Taylor time. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, okay, comrades and friends, fellow countrymen, workers of the world, are you ready? No. Wah, wah, wah. Here, this is what we need to be looking at. If k of x equals x squared and p of x equals k of x plus n, what is the value of n? Okay, now I want to tell you something. There is an easy way and a very hard way to do this. Do you want to learn it? Do you want to do the Jason Aldean way or the hard way? Majority vote. Easy way, raise your hands. Okay, ready? Here's how you do it. You zoom in on the y-intercept and you're done. It's -6. Okay, here's the hard way. Oh gosh, I thought my computer froze for a second. That would have been a disaster. Let's go to dead mouse. Sound like I said dead mouse. All right. Okay, insert a table. You guys wanted to do this. Remember, Evan, you asked for this. So we have multiple values. Guys, pay attention. -3 and 3. And then 3 and 3. And you need one more point, which is the y-intercept. 0, -6. Okay, here you go. You still don't know anything yet, right? I mean, you don't have any information yet is what I'm trying to get at. Now you're going to type the regression equation for a quadratic. What it said what? Type y sub 1. Okay. Guys, I have over 400 subs. This has 1 sub. It's a weird flex. Now put the tilde and then type a x sub 1 squared. I'm guessing people that are talking could teach the class. Plus b x sub 1 plus c. You asked for it, man. You said, I want to do it the hard way. Okay. Okay, look what it did. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. As Snoop and Dre said, hold up. All right. Hey, don't stop that. Stop the lyrics right there. All right. Now, let's go look at the problem. It says here that k of x equals x squared. So type y equals x squared. Now you have 2 graphs. The first one's in purple, the second one's in green. You just have to ask yourself, what happened? It went down. How many did it go down? It went down 6 places, right? So we realized the answer is -6. Now, if you didn't know, if you still didn't know, you can put together your quadratic, okay, by looking at this information here. So this is just like on the TI quad reg. So this would be y equals, what's A? 1x squared plus, what's B? 0x, what's C? Plus -6. All right, even when I type it out in that weird way, it's still going to work. See? Yes. Okay, are we done with this one? Y'all feel like you got an understanding? That's called a quadratic transformation. All that happened was a horizontal shift down. That's called a translation. Okay? Yes. K of x equals x squared. Okay? So we go back to our quadratic, okay? Let me get the quadratic. Because that's a great question. I like that question. Oh, now it's going to mess up. Hang on. If I paste that picture right there, it's going to blow my screen up. Let me just paste it out here. I can't wait for Stranger Things 4. And we are doing such hard work in geometry that we've already gone through the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things in that class. Look what happened. This is really just x squared. Okay, and there's nothing here. So it's just x squared minus 6. This is n, and this is k of x. So it's k of x. All right, did it say plus n or minus n? Plus n. So k of x plus n, that is x squared minus 6. Does that answer your question a little bit? All right, great. We're going to 15. Oh, wow. This is a systems of equations word problem. Mi favorito. Yes. Okay, okay. Raise your hand if you feel like you need a lifeline right now. All right. I'll give you I'm going to give everybody a lifeline, and that's going to be teaching you. You need to memorize this. We covered this last semester, but it's been like a billion years. That would be line box plus line box equals line. Then line box plus line box equals line. Let's call postcards X and large envelopes Y. Every time I see the word postcard, I'm going to write X. Every time I see the words large envelope, I'm going to write Y. X, Y. X, Y. Y. So it wants us to find Y. So raise your hand if you still need a lifeline. Raise them high, because otherwise you're telling me that you can definitely do the problem. All right? I'll keep helping. X, Y. X, Y. Raise your hand if you still need help. Raise them high. Otherwise, you're telling me that you completely know what to do. Okay? So look at what the first customer paid. What'd they pay? Put that here. What'd the second customer pay? Put that here. Okay? How many postcards did the first customer buy? How many envelopes did they buy? How many postcards did the second customer buy? How many envelopes? All right. Now you need to use let me explain. You either need to solve it by hand, okay? Hint, not recommended. Or you need to know how to use the matrix method on the calculator. Okay? So if you were going to solve this by hand, if you were going to solve this by hand, you would need to use elimination and multiply the entire top equation by 3. Distribute, multiply each term, and then eliminate y using subtraction. Then solve for x, then plug back in for y. Who wants to learn the calculator method? Raise your hand. Okay. So remember that when I taught you the matrix, okay? It's a movie starring Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. All right? It was released in 1999. Okay? That is irrelevant to this answer here. What you need to do is create a little table that looks like this. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay? Remember the question Neo asked Trinity at the club? He said, what is the matrix? Okay? It's a 2 by 3 table. Okay? That's what it is. It's all full of TV screens. So what you're going to do is just write those numbers here. 14, 5. Position is important. Order is important. Okay. Once you got this table filled out, you're ready to move on to the calculator. Clear the memory in your calculator. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Then hit second and this key. Matrix. Enter the matrix, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Now go over to edit and hit enter on A. Put in 2, enter. 3, enter. There's the matrix. Y'all, we're going to start seeing that green text falling down the screen here. Just type in everything you wrote. 14, 5, 12, 10, 15, 24, 80. 14. Oh. 5, 12. Edit. 10, 15, 24, 80. 10, 15, 24.8. You don't have to write the 0. Raise your hand when your calculator looks like this. Hang on, I want to make sure everybody's there. So you can put your hands down, but then just hold in place. You don't know what to do next, so just chill. Okay? After this problem, we'll take another little break. All right? Whoops. Have you guys seen Aladdin? The original.
I love
Okay.
the original.
Remember? It says, will not break! Will not break! Oh! It broke. Remember that from the beginning? The Robin Williams character is the little dude selling the coffee pot. Remember? This is and coffee maker. Also makes curry and fries. Will not break. Will not. It broke. Come on, guys. First, you tell me you don't know who NSYNC is. Raise your hand if you don't know what that is. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then you tell me you haven't seen The Matrix.
I've seen it.
And now we don't know Aladdin.
I know.
Oh, it broke. Yeah. I want to move on now. So hit second and then mode to quit. Mode. Commode. Okay. Now hit second. Matrix. Math. Go right arrow to math. And now go down to RREF, which stands for Reduced Row Echelon Form. Okay, hit enter. And so raise your hand if you have this on your home screen. Okay, hold on. Let's let everybody catch up. I want people to get this. You got it? All right. Okay. So now hit second, matrix, enter, enter. Oh, yeah. You got something different. You did. Wait, let's get this under control. Did I enter my data wrong? Hang on, let me see if I enter my data wrong. You got what I got? Okay, let me check Sam's data here. No, maybe not. Hold on. Let's not not. Oh yeah, you put in a 2 and you should have put in a 5.
Oh.
Wah wah wah. You lose. Okay. No. Now we'll go back and just do it again. Here you go. Now it's correct. Okay. Let's go back and look at our data. Okay. So what it means, ladies and gentlemen, here's what it means. You need to understand how to interpret this. I'm concerned because I hear voices and they're not mine. So I need to seek help from a qualified medical professional. Or my students are talking, one or the other. And I know they weren't talking because I know that this is a testing environment and they wouldn't do that. This is X and this is Y. What do we want to find, X or Y? So it'd be $1. Oh, I didn't know I was in the OneNote. What would the answer be? $1.42. Guys, that was easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It was just 21 easy steps. Huh? Because they terrify students, and that brings me joy. I'm just kidding, because I think it's, fun to play with that, Okay, we're taking a break. We're gonna take. Wait, this will get copyrighted, so I'm not gonna rhyme it anymore. Oh, let me turn off my. Okay. So this one, there's no, well, I'll let you look at it. It's an analytical question. You already got it? Yeah, it does take less than 1 second to solve this one. Top is totally irrelevant. Okay, you ready to see how this was easy? Okay. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to time. Let's start the timer. Ready? Stop. Don't overthink these. Okay. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we just did. Exponentials. Now, look, you're not solving an exponential. You're writing one. I'm going to let you use what you know. This should take less than 1 minute and 1 second. Here we go. Ready? 1 minute. Go. There's no calculator needed. Just look at it. Raise your hand if you think you got it. Show me the number of fingers that correspond to the letter choice. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, let me help you out, Taylor. Here's a lifeline, okay? Are the number of players going down with each round, or are they going up with each round? So B must be less than 1. So you can eliminate A and C. Now, how much are they dropping each round? Half. How do we... What's the answer? B. It was so easy that we're going to move on to number 18. That's it, bro. Okay, let's try to go a little bit faster. Okay, listen. Bum, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, okay? What we need to do is stick this thing in Debmos. You're going to have to replace g of x with y. Put it in there, and then analyze the zeros, which would be the x-intercepts. And I'm going to start this. This should take max 2 minutes. Yes. Just no, y equals. G of x becomes y equals. The whole thing. You cross out the g of x completely. That scares me. This, no. Put a y equals. Are anyone? Let me check. Let me check if anyone is watching. We have a massive number of viewers. It is a prime number. 1 is not prime. No. Yes. Those were both primes. See? I'm happy. I only want a prime number of viewers at all times. We'll just kick people until it gets to be a prime number. Okay, my 2 moderators. Okay, who's done? They moderate? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a difference of 2 squares. So 576 is a perfect square. What do you think it's a square of? What times itself do you think equals 576? 24. Okay? So x plus 24 times x minus 24 equals x squared minus 24 squared, which equals x squared minus 576. So your two solutions are 24 and negative 24. So what are the answers? H. Yeah, it's H. Now, if you didn't know all that stuff I just said, let me show you how Desmos could have done it for you. You just go to Desmos, and I just did it again. You go to Desmos, ladies and gentlemen, and you get rid of all of the stuff that you didn't get rid of before. And then you type in y equals x squared minus 576. Okay? Zoom out until you can see both of the zeros. Click them, and you are done. What? I only give moderator status to OG level live stream viewers. So those folks that are going to be on almost every time. Yeah, that's why he's got it and Jasmine's got it, because they're more than likely going to be there. It's not a favoritism thing or anything. It's just that if you're a moderator in Discord, then that's because you're one of the 3 people that know how to moderate Discord and who set up the Discord. Okay, so those are the moderators in Discord. If you are a moderator on the live stream, it's because I know you're going to be there. And like last night, Jonathan stepped in with someone, and I don't know if it was, I don't know who that was. Renegade. Okay, I don't know who that was. If that was one of us, if it was one of us, because he was on Discord and he was on, or she, we don't know, was on the live stream. So I think it was a student, but we did end up bouncing a couple of those messages. So they were spamming. That's all. It wasn't nothing bad. No, in Arabic. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. Somebody was just trolling. You know, somebody was trolling. And that's the kind of thing that I want the moderators there for. You know what else I want? Is I want to do number 19. Do you see that that segue was smooth? You're already done. Okay, let me just let you know that unless you were working ahead, you need to do at least 30 seconds worth of work on this. You need to get y by itself on the left side and everything else on the right side. There's no way the calculator can help you on this problem. The only thing that you can know, right, well, like you can't even know that, okay? See, my concern, here's my concern. My concern is if you're not getting this thing into slope-intercept form, which you can't do unless you're writing down, you're probably going to get it wrong. So I'll only give a, let me give a minute. Remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. You want to get y by itself. Okay, we're into the final 40 minutes. We have 38 minutes left. 38 minutes. Because then it's going to be 11. You have to go. Yeah. Oh, you have 22 seconds. You already got it? Okay. All right. 14, 13, 0. Okay. Now, let's just show it. Negative 4x, you can't put it in Desmos. Negative 4x less than or equal to 6y minus 54. Okay, now the first thing that you need to do is subtract 6y from both sides. And you can't mix those terms, so it's negative 6y minus 4x less than or equal to negative 54. Okay, now you need to add 4x to both sides. And you could have done those two steps in reverse order. Okay, the order there didn't matter so much. So now we have negative 6y less than or equal to 4x minus 54. At all times, try to get it into slope-intercept form, mxy equals mx plus b. Now, final step, divide everything by the y coefficient of negative 6. So I'm violating a rule here. I'm dividing by a negative. So in order to get out of that ticket, I have to write y and then flip the sign, greater than or equal to, bless you, to negative 2 over 3. Okay, negative 4 over 6 reduces down to negative 2 over 3, x. And then what's negative 54 divided by negative 6? Positive 9. This is your equation that you could theoretically, or your inequality, that you could write y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9, but you can't graph an inequality in Desmos test mode STAAR benchmark. They eliminated the ability. You can do it in the fully functional website, but you cannot do it. So what you need to look at is the y-intercept, which is 9. That's how I would start eliminating problems. And I noticed that all of my y-intercepts are 9. So that didn't help at all. Okay. Now, wait, hold on. Let me just go through the analysis. So now I'm going to look at the slope. The slope is negative. So I know this is going to be a downward sloping line. Okay. Well, that doesn't help me because they're all downward sloping. But these are things I'm looking at. Yes. Now, the next thing I'm going to look at is the inequality symbol itself. Okay. It is a greater than sign, which means that all the shading will be above the line. That lets me eliminate D and B. And then I see that it is greater than or equal to, so that I'm going to choose the solid line, which lets me choose A. How many people got A? Nice. It worked? Are you booted into Texas STAAR? But did you click on choose assessment and then click Texas STAAR math? Did you ever click on choose assessment and Texas STAAR benchmark? Go back and do that, okay? Yeah, be careful that we're always choosing the assessment, not because I'm trying to limit your abilities. I don't know. Not that you're trying to limit your abilities, but I want you to understand what your environment will be like on test day on Thursday and then on May 5th. Do you know what I decided to do? I decided to move on to number 20, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say, for example, let's say that you didn't use the Texas STAAR version. You would be violating the testing regulations and you could be suspended from school. The other thing that could happen is if I let you use it that way, I could not only be fired, that would be instantaneous, but I could also be fined and put in jail and have my teaching license revoked. Go back and get what? No. It's just taken away forever. What? If I were to tell you to not put it in the correct test mode? No, you're fine. You didn't know. This is a practice. It doesn't matter. I just want you to get in, make sure you're getting into that habit. Okay, guys, this is so easy. Here's what you're going to do. If you're using the TI graphing calculator, just, okay, put this in y equals. Then hit second graph and go down to where x is 16 and read the y value. If you're using Desmos, it's harder because you have to go find where the x-axis is 16 and then go up and find the line, which is kind of hard. So I recommend y equals, and then second graph, and then find x equals 16. And then the y value is the answer. Done? 1/3, 4 minus, no, yeah, well, to do the fraction alpha y equals, yes. So we're going to go to y equals. We'll hit alpha y equals, enter. It's 1/3. Open parentheses. 4 minus x squared. Second graph, go down to where x is 16. Raise your hand if you got 48. Okay, good. All right, so I'm just assuming that would be a difficulty for some people. Okay, if you actually plugged in 16 here, what you'd have is here. Look at guys, the little chit chat needs to stop. Chit chat can happen in 30 minutes. So that would be 1/3, open parentheses, 4 minus 16, close parentheses, squared. Okay. Well, okay, I thought you were wanting to do it by hand. So it would be 1/3 times, what's 4 minus 16? Negative 12 squared. Okay, so what's negative 12 times negative 12? No, positive 1. All squares are positive. So 144 over 3. Here's how I would do it by hand. This is the Saxon way. I'm going to write all the prime factors of 12 twice. 2 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 3. All over 3. I eliminate 1, 3. Multiply this back together to get my answer. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 16 times 3 is 48. The answer is 48. That's how I would do it by hand. So in my opinion, you want to use the technology because you don't need to be messing with this. Yeah, you do this for me. You do this for Mr. Saxon. You do this for Mr. Zach on Delta. But when it comes to Mr. Star, okay, just cheat, right? Just cheat. Work. Guys, that's always the question I say whenever kids ask me, what are we doing today? I always say, work. And how many referrals have I written this year, Sam? 0. Okay. All right. It's just this big myth that I'm going to write all these referrals. I don't even have any here. No, I don't have any forms. Yeah. Hold on. Jay has OG'd the problem. We didn't even start it and he's answered it already. I don't even know what it's asking. Which of these best represents the rate of change of the maximum area with respect to the number of gallons? All right, let's do this problem, everybody. Let's take 2 minutes. Raise your hand if you're done. All right, guys. What's the answer? Did you guys say C or D? Oh, good. Yes, that's correct. All right. Good job. Oh, you know what though? But to me, it looks like a D. Because it's reversed. Yes, that's okay. Because when you did that, I was thinking you meant this. Okay. Okay. We need to do our YMCA practice. Who are your cousins? Oh, yeah, no last names. What? Okay, I don't know Julia, and I might have had Ian. Okay. Yes. Don't say last names. Did he graduate already? He took it when I was teaching government and economics. Different. That's your cousin? Tell him I said, what's up? All right. Okay, number 22. You can do it. You can do it. You have to do one step before you can put it into Desmos. You have to get the 81 on the other side of the equation, and then you just set y equals to that whole left side of the equation, but the right side must be 0. Then you put it into Desmos. You find where it crosses the x-axis. Raise your hand when you're done. All right. That's what I'm talking about. X-intercepts. Where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, here's your lifeline. This is your lifeline, people. Put this into Desmos. Were you singing the song? Other side? Oh, okay. I thought somebody was thinking of the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. All right. Was that one of my kids or was that one of the adults in the back of the room? All right. All right. Thank you for salvaging my, well, thank you. 30 seconds. Done? Well, we got 15 seconds. We don't want to. Raise your hand if you're done. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, okay? Just make sure you're looking at Desmos so we can do it together, all right? So let's go to let's go to Desmos. Okay, delete this. Let's type in y equals, and then let's type this in. Open parentheses, x plus 7. Close parentheses, shift 6 to minus 81. Here are the answers. Is that how you did it, Nathan? You solved it in your head? Wait, can I hear what he said? What did you say? Oh, that's pretty smart. Okay. What's the answer? Yeah. Negative 16 and 2. Okay. Y'all understand back there? All right, good. Let's do number 23. All right, this is easy. What you're looking at is what appears to be the domain. Okay, you have to decide if that's X or Y, and that's going to mean that this should take less than 1 minute. Raise your hand when you're done. Yes. Done. Good. There's nothing to put in the calculator. Raise your hand if you're done. Okay, it's just a visual. There's nothing to write or see or anything. All right. Okay. Y'all watch this. If you're not done, watch this. You look here, go down, circle this number. Look here, go down, circle this number, and then you're done. -1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. You're done. Okay? You got to remember it, guys. You got to remember it. "20 minutes left. You guys are you're starting to feel a little bit of this exhaustion and anxiety of your brain. Just think about the real test. This is why I try to tell you, you get your problems done and you pass the test in the first hour. So you've got to get your 21 or your 29 or your 34 or your 44 or whatever your goal number is. You've got to get them in the first hour, because otherwise your brain's going to start to burn out on you after about 2 hours. Stat edit. Now, I will tell you something. No. It's a good question to ask, but you need to put this into standard form. This is a hard question. Okay, I'm going to walk through it after giving. See, I'm actually. I guess I will give time. What you need to do this part for me, so at least you get this much done. I want you to find an equation for this one and find an equation for this one. You need 2 separate equations. I want 2 equations. Write them down on your test. Then I'll show you how to convert them into standard form. Yes. You don't have to ask. Raise your hand if you have an answer. Yeah, this is hard. Okay. Let's move together, okay? So should I show the trick or should I do it first and then show the trick? Aw. All right. So here's the trick. You're given, this is like gold when you find gold in the river. You're given a 0 for the y value for line Q. So here's line Q. And you're given a 0 for the x value for line V. All right, we'll make this line V. Huh? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to mentally plug in. We're going to plug in mentally. What would x be if y is 0 for line Q? Because y is 0. Let's see if x would be -9. If so, y is 0. So you have 3x equals -27. -27 divided by 3 is -9. Okay? Check, right? You see how I did it? Wait, be honest. Okay, here's what I did. I evaluated this at y equals 0. Okay? Because y equals 0. And I'm checking it to see if x is -9. So let's do this, Sam. You got 3x equals -27. You divide both sides by 3. X equals -9. Confirming that's true. Okay? So no calculator needed. Now, let's check the other one, the green one. Here, I'm given that x is 0, and when x is 0, y is 8. So let's go check the green one. Okay, here I'm basically going to put a 0 in for the x. So now we're solving this little equation. 2y equals 16. So what's y? 8. That's how I did it. Now, to show you how to do it in the calculator, well, let me ask you a question. Did that make sense to you? Do you want me to stop there, or do you want me to show you the entire thing where we put in stat edit and then, because here's what's going to happen. Stat edit is going to give you this form of the equation. Okay? Yeah, and then you're going to have to turn it into standard form, ax plus by equals c. Or you would have to go and convert each of these equations from standard form into slope-intercept form and compare them to your slope-intercept form. I can tell you it's a nightmare, all right? Better to examine these. This is why they gave you these zeros. They wanted you to plug them in and check what we just did, okay? So it's a hard problem. If you didn't know the trick, okay, then this problem is one that I would not do. I would wait until the end, and if I didn't know what to do, I would just guess. All right? I would try to think of a good way to guess, and I'd guess. Maybe are we on number 25? Okay. Oh, this is going to be easy. Let's all just do this together. Let's talk about it together. So let's do some group reading here. Who wants to read letter A? Evan was first. Then Taylor is B. Elizabeth is C. And Sam is D. Okay, go ahead, Evan. Okay, so let's now focus on the most important. Let's now focus on the most important word in this whole thing. Not. So 3 of these that we just read actually show causation, that the antecedent causes the thing that comes after it. So when the school population increases, that increase in population causes teachers at the school to increase. When this amount of sugar in a quart of apple juice goes down, there are fewer calories. It causes there to be fewer calories in each serving. When there are more people working on a project, that causes the project to be completed in less time. And finally, when there is more protein in an athlete's diet, that causes the athlete to score more points in a game. Which one sounds like there's some BS going on? D. Okay? Now, here's the reason. Hold on, Kobe. There is a correlation. Okay? It's correlated. Yeah. If the guy eats more protein, he might do better in the game, but it also might happen that the reason he did better in the game is because he was on steroids, or because all the other players were smoking a substance that is banned in Texas before the game. Okay, like there's a lot of reasons why an athlete might score more points in a game relative to other athletes. It has nothing to do with protein, right? Protein doesn't cause anything to happen in the game. So you would look at that and you'd say, this one doesn't show a direct causal link, so I'm going to pick D. Yes. I don't know. Next question. Okay, let's do it. This one is straight up, guys. There are 2 ways to do this. One if by land, 2 if by sea. Okay, 1 if by hand, 2 if by Desmos. I recommend that you use Desmos. And remember, you replace the f of x with y. I'll give you 2 minutes. You don't need, just type it in. You're just typing it in. This will be our last problem. Some relief. You guys are doing great. All right. Samantha. Thank you. All right. What's the answer? So what we would do is we would go to Desmos. Wait, you know what I'm going to do? So y'all got it, right? You just plug it into Desmos, you find which one overlaps. That was a joke. Let me show you how to do this, okay? Let's do this one. This is easy, okay? Look. Put this in Desmos. Hey, put this in Desmos. Y equals negative 1.5x plus 60. Find the x-intercept of the linear equation. Go. Do it. You can solve this in 1 minute. How many seconds did it take the paper airplane to reach the ground? Here's why we can do that. This is time. the x-intercept. This is distance, or height, I should say. You done, right? That's easy. Okay, let me put in negative 1.5x plus 60. So y equals negative 1.5x plus 60. Ready, set, done. 40 seconds to reach the ground. Okay? So you would put 40. You would have to bubble that in. So it's hitting the x-axis right there at 40. And we see that it's hitting the y-axis at 60. So if I wanted to graph this right on my paper, this is how I would do it. Come on, bro. There. Okay, now, everyone, let's do this because it's on recording. How many questions did we complete?
7.
All right, we completed 27. Ooh, no, wait, we're going to do this one. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. No. Yes, because this is coming from your homework, okay? We're going to do this. Here, stick with it, guys, before my computer glitches out completely. We've literally pushed this thing to its end. Do you see how slow it's going? All right. So first, write this down. Keep writing. You need this for your homework too. First, remember, Elizabeth, we're going to apply the power rule and multiply 4 times negative 3. So what is that? Thank you. Q to the negative 12 over Q to the negative 15. Now we apply the quotient rule, which means we subtract the exponents. So I have Q to the negative 12 minus negative 15. So I have Q to the negative 12 plus 15. What's the answer? Q cubed. It's H. It's positive 3. Okay? Now we're done. So we did 28 problems. What percent of the test is that? If there's 54 questions. Okay. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. 28 divided by 54. We did just over 50% of the test in 3 hours. Now we got to get much faster. How many questions did we get right? How many questions would you have gotten right? Now, how many questions do you need to pass this test? Wait a minute. Hey, you can do this. Let's get the 29th question. There's nothing to write. There's nothing to write. No, there's nothing to write. One of these is only touching the x-axis at one place. Which one is it? B. Now we got 29. I wanted you to pass this thing. Okay, so you just passed the STAAR test. You got 29 questions right. Thank you so much. Okay, now, let's clean up. Let's throw everything away. Take all the food there. I don't want any of it. This is for, we'll use this multiple weekends. No, it might be in the closet. Okay, we got to decide what to do with these STAAR tests. If you take them home, you are hang on, let me go off mic.